Hey everyone, welcome into TexAgs Rewind presented by T-Mobile. They want to remind you to visit T-Mobile.com/across America to learn how you get value and coverage with T-Mobile. Billy was with us here on a Monday, and Billy, we had some baseball to get into, some spring football talk to get into, but I guess we'll start things off. Schloss and company doing some great things this last couple weekends.
Last couple weekends, and second time in SEC play, they went out on the road and beat a top 15 team. And they didn't beat them. They beat the brakes off of them on Sunday. And by the way, that's 2 Sundays in a row, or Saturday, I guess.
Yeah.
2 Saturdays in a row, actually. But 2 game threes in a row where A&M just beat the crap out of an opponent to win in a rubber match in the series, too. So under some real pressure. That wasn't kind of, hey, we've already won the series. We're house money. This was pressure-packed game for both teams, and A&M came out and just knocked the cover off the ball for the second deciding game in a row.
Liucci also talked a little bit about the old school Aggies, the wrecking crew and that defense, what it looked like, and the kind of talent that is coming in this year. So we'll get into that here on the show around Aggieland. Coach Schloss joined us. We talked about that Georgia victory, that series victory, and also the Go Hour. We just recapped everything happening in OB's world, including some spring football.
Did OB or Bronny stink up this mic, or did y'all change this?
We changed it.
Perfect.
For you, we changed it.
Thank you.
There's no doubt about that. It's TexAgs Rewind.
What I felt like I was hearing from Jimbo Fisher was that he felt all spring that Haynes King was playing really well.
Mm-hmm.
So if what he's seen throughout the spring was very positive, how is he gonna react to one day? Now, I think if Max Johnson continues to play like he did, or continues to show like he did in the spring game come August, and Haynes King continues to show like he did come August, then Max Johnson will be your starter.
Yep, but there's still time. There's still time. And by the way, Connor Wegman is still a name that we have to, like, this kid should be in the middle of his high school baseball season.
Right.
And he's learning the quarterback spot at an SEC school where he has been anointed the next quarterback great in this school.
Yeah, I think Connor Wegman will likely either be a third stringer or the backup, depending on
How
what
they shake
guys
out,
do.
yeah.
And I think you could go in there feeling better than probably 75, 80% of the programs in America based on your backup, right? Because everybody's in this situation now, or almost everybody, where, you know, your backup quarterback, who's it's going to be, what happens if so-and-so gets named the starter, who's leaving, all those things. So how often do you have a guy that's considered the number 1 quarterback prospect in the country to fall back on if you have to?
Yep, and I like that they can take their time. I like it. I like that they can take their time. I like the fact that you have Max Johnson in that quarterback room, that no matter what, you are a stronger quarterback room than you were last year. How are you feeling, the way you guys are trending after such a successful weekend, and just the overall vibe of the team right now?
Yeah, I think guys are feeling pretty good about themselves. Certainly very aware of the areas that we have to get better, but in terms of, competitive spirit and how we're playing day to day, getting guys some opportunities, getting some of the guys who haven't played nearly as much, like Jordan Thompson and Taylor Smith had a couple good at bats over the weekend. I think we're feeling pretty good about it, but we're also very aware of the league we play in and the midweek games we have, and I guess just what you would say, trying to stay in the middle. When things go bad, try to get back to the middle, and when things are great, try to get back to the middle. But yesterday was nice. It was nice to get home late Saturday night and then have Easter and get away from it for a little bit. But we're back at it today.
Coach, good teams have personality. You know this. You've done this a lot longer than I have. What has this team's personality been like? What's it been like to watch them grow in the dugout, in the batter's box, on the field? How would you describe their personality?
It's a great question. They definitely have one. I would say it's one of togetherness. I would say it's one of supportive of each other. It's awful tough to not play or not play much and still be a good teammate. And as far as I can tell, everybody's doing that. And the guys that are, doing the bulk of the playing are supportive of the guys when they do get their opportunities. And, there's a lot of good energy. I don't feel like, even Saturday when we lost, I hate losing more than anybody, but I actually, Coach Bertman at LSU had an old saying, on days like that when you feel like you played pretty well, we didn't lose today, we just ran out of innings. And I don't meet with teams after games very much, but we did after that meeting, after that game out in the left field on Friday night, and super proud of the way our guys responded. Just kept grinding down at bats. And so anyway, yeah, the personality is it's everything you would want it to be on a championship team. Whether we're talented enough, deep enough on the mound to win a championship remains to be seen. But it's a great group. It's a fun group to be around. It's a group of guys that I'll remember for a really, really long time.
So what's happening around Aggieland?
Man, the biggest story is this women's tennis team.
Yeah.
On Friday, the team clinched its first outright conference championship since 1986. They beat Arkansas on Friday, and then Georgia lost later on Friday. That clinched A&M the outright championship. And then, just for good measure, they decided to wrap up a 13-0, a perfect conference slate with a victory over Missouri on Sunday. The best team in program history, the best regular season in program history. They're ranked 5th in the country. They're 27-1, 13-0. They're on a 19-match winning streak, and they will be playing in the SEC tournament that begins on Wednesday. But when you're the number 1 seed, you don't have to play in the first 2 rounds. So the Aggies will face either Vanderbilt or Ole Miss on Friday at 11 a.m. Just a fantastic season for Mark Weaver and company.
I'm assuming that Georgia's on the other side of the bracket, right? They're
I think they're the 2 seed, so they wouldn't have to match up until the championship match. So
good stuff.
Congratulations to them. Also, congratulations to Texas A&M Equestrian, who fell just short of a national championship on Saturday. The number 3 Texas A&M Aggies took down Baylor 13-6 on Thursday. They beat SMU 14-5 on Friday, and then fell to number 1 Oklahoma State 11-9. It came down to the last event. The Aggies, unfortunately, just couldn't win it. 9 Aggies earned all NCEA honors. Emmy Lou Marsh, Marissa Harrell, and Haley Riddle were named to the all-reining team. Corey Cansdale and Mackenzie Chapman, all-horseman team. Devin Thomas and Morgan Rosia, all-fences team. And Nicole Leonard and Caitlin Lovingfoss, all-flat team. So congratulations to them and the entire team on a fantastic season. Just not enough.
Yeah, not enough. But what a great year. Like, very similar to tennis, really high all year long.
Fantastic. Baseball, I think we've talked a lot of baseball. They won on Thursday night, 8-1. Nathan Detmer, 8 innings pitched, 1 earned run, no walks, 9 strikeouts. I think he should be the SEC pitcher of the week. He certainly has a strong case for it. On Friday, the Aggies fell 4-3 to Georgia. Jacob Palish was brilliant over 5 scoreless innings in relief. And then Saturday, the football score, Texas A&M 23, Georgia 9. 10 different Aggies had a base hit. Austin Bose was 4 for 6. 9 Aggies drove in a run. Targach and Thompson 4 RBIs each. They trailed 9-6 in the 4th. They scored 17 unanswered runs, including 10 in the 9th. It's a big week for them at Olsen Field. They face number 23 Dallas Baptist tomorrow, 6 o'clock p.m. first pitch, different than 6:30. That's on the SEC Network. Softball's also got a series finale, hoping to salvage a series finale today. 3 p.m. on the SEC Network, they'll face number 14 Tennessee. They fell on Saturday 7-5 before a walk-off grand slam yesterday. Ouch, 11-8. Track and field news, Cherokee Young, how about a world-leading time in the women's 400 meter, 49.87. You've got Kayla Robinson broke the school record in the women's 100-meter hurdles with a time of 12:71, and then Lamara Diston continues to win women's high jump competitions, a clearance of 1.89 meters. Men's tennis fell twice. They'll be in the SEC tournament this week, and then men's golf begins play in the SEC championships on Wednesday at the Sea Island Golf Club in St. Simon's Islands.
You call Alabama, you'd say they play wrecking crew defense, right? I mean, Alabama gets lit up a couple times a year.
I'm sure they do.
Got lit up by Calzada. They got lit up by Stetson Bennett. they got lit up last year by, Matt Corral. And every year, it's a couple times a year. That never happened with these elite defenses, whether it's A&M, Miami, Florida State, of that era, because the game was different. And if you had Ray Mickens and Aaron Glenn, or Kevin Smith and Derek Frazier, or
Right.
I was talking to Brad Johnson the other day with Hunter, Super Bowl winning quarterback, and played at Florida State, and he's saying when he was at Florida State, they had Deion Sanders and Terrell Buckley. And he said T-Buck got a ton of action because no one would throw at Deion. But when you had two guys that could cover like that, you basically load up against the run, and you're holding it's a 20-17 game if the other team's lucky. Times have changed. You can have two elite corners, and teams will still figure out a lot of ways to attack you in the passing game too. So the way A&M's starting to play, but those D-lines reminded me, the last groups that were really like that, maybe Rocky Bernard, Ty Warren, Ron Edwards, played a long time, Ron Flemings, Marcus Jasmine. That was right after. But Eddie Jasper in the middle. You had Brandon Mitchell, who was here last weekend. You had Keith Mitchell. He was in town. And Pat Williams, who played. You're talking about Keith Mitchell was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie. Brandon Mitchell started for a Super Bowl team very early in his career, was a second-round draft pick. Pat Williams was in the Pro Bowl I'm thinking year 10 or so, or later. That's how long he was playing at that level. And then, like we said, Eddie J, like a 10-year vet. That's unbelievable stuff up front, and I think that's where A&M's heading. And I think even the difference now is they're heading there with I think even more raw talent and more in the way of numbers. That's crazy to say, but this is like a D-line talent-wise. Now, they have to have the stuff. Eddie Jasper, like I said, was, we hear it all the time now with boots, tough as boot leather. That was Eddie Jasper. And Keith Mitchell was criminally he wasn't like if there were stars, he wouldn't have been like a no-star recruit. He wouldn't have been like a 2-star like Mike Evans, but he was criminally underrated even coming out of college for the draft. He's an incredible athlete. But when you talk about the rankings and where these guys are, this is a D-line that's coming in. And you even count Tumisha and Shamar with their 5-star ratings. This is like a group of Sam Adams, Ty Warren, Dalen Mack was rated that high, Myles Garrett. Name the 5 stars up front that A&M signed before these guys, DeMarvin Leal, and you've got that many of them in one class. From the last 30 years, you've got that many of them, rankings-wise, in one class.
All right, Billy.
Yeah, David.
You know what to do. Come on, tell them what to do.
Don't we put this on?
No, just
take a sip of water.
The people who watch YouTube videos don't know. They don't know what to do.
Smash the like button, click it. I don't even know why you would smash it. You feel like you'd hit several buttons at once.
Ruin your phone or whatever you watch.
Click the like button, subscribe, follow us.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends about it.
Yep.
We have fun on here.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks, guys.